Morning.
Good morning. Good
morning.
How's everyone?
Good.
Great. Good?
Yes.
How was that last class?
Great.
Good? Valuable?
Very.
Good. This one's going to be even better. And we do have a lot to cover today because I know you're going to want to see a lot of the stuff that I've been doing over the last couple years and things I've created. So I'm sure you're going to really enjoy it. But that means that we got to move pretty quick. So I'm going to get started right away. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yes. Awesome. Is that okay?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, so let me just open with a quick prayer. Dear Lord, I thank you for this day. I'm so grateful for the committed people that we get to share our education and growth with. Every person in this room on Zoom and that's dedicating their time. Father God, I just pray that you bless their families, be with their children, be with their parents, their spouses. I pray, Lord, that your presence can be felt in this room today, now, and that we will be open-minded, open-hearted, and willing to take the actions that it takes to succeed. Lord, I thank you that, in my opinion, you are the owner, you are the CEO of the company, Lord, and so we want to follow your leadership over and above everything else, Lord. We give you all the glory, honor, and praise this morning. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen.
All right. So I'm going to probably go through the slides pretty quickly because I'm sure you'd love to see the listing presentation, and even if we did a little bit of role play, that would be phenomenal, I'm sure. Is there anything that you guys had as far as ahas from last class? Anything you want to cover? Any questions from that one real quick? We'll do a quick review. Perfect. All right, so while leads are vital to your sales business, seller listings are critical to your ability to build it to its highest level with the lowest cost and the highest net. What are the 3 L's in real estate? The triangle, the 3 L's, what do they stand for?
Listing, leverage, and leads.
Leads, listing, and leverage. Absolutely. Leads. We need leads just as much as we need listings. Just as much as we need leverage, right? So we're going to talk about that lead, the listing lever today, and how to win with sellers. So, qualified sellers. The good news is we talked about grading systems for your relationships with your buyers, and it is the same with sellers. That's grading it. But an A qualified is someone that is ready, willing, and able to do business in the next 14 days. We already covered this. Leads, listing, leverage. We're already ahead of the game. Someone read this slide for me. 3, 2, 1, go.
Sellers.
Love it. Go ahead. You're projecting.
Hi, good morning. Just wanted to, sorry to interrupt, but we can't get any audio from the Zoom. Just saw a couple chats coming in. Myself. Thank you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you so much.
Oh man, I am so sorry you guys missed so much amazing stuff. Oh well, too bad. No, we're just getting started. Okay, so Sylvia, go ahead.
Seller listings mean marketing opportunities.
Yes. What does that mean? What does that mean?
It gives you the opportunity to show the services that you have.
Yes.
And, things that you can do for
Yes.
yourself.
By the way, I want all of you to feel comfortable and confident and have the permission to market any listing that comes from this office. Now, obviously, you're not going to use the words like, oh, I'm the listing agent, this is my listing. But I don't say that when I market my own listings. So I want you, I know Yenny does it. She's using it on our social media. She posts every listing that we get. Well, I don't know if it's every listing, but I think quite a few at minimum. Why not? Because seller listings mean marketing opportunities. We list more homes here than any other company in the AV. That means you have more opportunities than any other company out here to do marketing. And what does marketing generate?
Opportunities.
Yes, opportunities for buyers and sellers. Go ahead, number 2.
You have more control of your time.
You have more control over your time. So when working with sellers, most of the stuff gets scheduled. You know from what time to what time that something has to happen. A lot of the work happens in the office because a lot of it's marketing. When you're working with buyers, a lot of it's happening outside of the office. And a lot of times they're saying, hey, I need you here now. I need to see a house now. So you'll have more control over your time. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Awesome. So seller listings, oh, go ahead, number 3.
Seller listings maximize your per hour compensation.
So, listing maximize your per hour compensation. Yes, absolutely. This is actually from yesterday. Someone asked for the questionnaire that I have. You don't have to use it, but just would like to give them out. I don't know if we printed it enough, but if you don't get one, you can either make a copy of someone else's, or you can. Yeah, there's 2 more. So you can definitely make a copy of it, take pictures of it, whatever you want to do. That's what happens when you sit in the front row, you get a reward. But no, it's not like I want to keep any from you, I just didn't know how many we're going to need. Those are I made up this questionnaire, by the way. Educatedly, right? So you can use it, you don't have to use it, but that's what we went over yesterday. So if you didn't get one, you can actually come see me, or even better, make a copy of someone else's that got one today. Sound good? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, number 4.
Volume, volume, volume.
Yes. The more deals you do. Number 5.
With seller listings, you are on the front end of pricing.
Yes. You are the front end of pricing, and pricing is super important. I'm sure we're going to get into that a bit more. Number 6.
Properly marketed seller listings bring you more business.
Did we talk about that already? We sure did. All right, the 7 steps to seller service cycle. Ask questions if you have them, but this is things that we're going to be covering today. Lead conversion. Lead comes in, you got to set an appointment. That's a lead conversion. Then appointment conversion is appointment to a listing, right? Then number 2 is the pre-listing process. What are you doing to prep the house? What are you doing to prep the seller? Are you the type of person that does disclosures right up front? You know, what is your pre-listing process? And everyone you can have different ones. Not everyone has to have the same pre-listing process. And you should have some sort of a checklist of what that looks like, right? When you order something at a restaurant, and you've ordered it before, and you go back to that same restaurant, you expect what? The same thing. You don't expect something different. So we need to have a product that produces the same thing with flexibility. So maybe someone says, hey, I don't want any broccoli on that, right? Okay, cool. We'll take out the broccoli. You know, can I have that on the side? Yeah, sure. Right? We can be accommodating, but we have to have the foundation. Listing consultation. Right? This is what we're going to cover a lot about the listing consultation today. Servicing and marketing. Servicing and marketing is 1, you're going to get more leads from marketing. You're going to get more buyers and sellers. And servicing is where you're going to get more what? Reviews and referrals. Say it with your chest. You got it.
Referrals.
Uh-huh. Yes, referrals. Okay, and number 5, offer and negotiations. I don't know if some of you get an offer in, send it to the seller, and like, here's your offer. Or do you negotiate that offer and try to get the highest amount for your client and the best terms that would benefit them? Are you thinking outside of the box? Are you thinking about other opportunities that can happen, other strategies that can happen with those offers? Number 6, contract to close. Okay, this is a very important part. A lot of times the contract to close process is one of the most emotional processes in this cycle. Number 7, post-close systems. Post-close systems, what are you doing after you close? To continue your reviews, to continue your referrals. Does anyone have an aha? We're still early in the game. Okay, we're moving on. Today's agenda, get the appointment. I'm gonna move pretty quick because I know you guys wanna see the presentation. I know you guys wanna see the questions. So I wanna get to that. So keys to converting your A sellers. Hey Armando, when you get a chance to, can you ask Marissa if she has a spare listing presentation or package?
Like a printed one?
Yeah, one that's already printed that maybe we're gonna toss or whatever.
Can I have these two? Just in case anybody else.
Oh, look at that. There we go. Okay, so keys to converting your A sellers. What's an A seller?
Ready to buy in 14 days.
There we go. Some people are paying attention. That's what I love. Okay, so respond right away to lead inquiries. Okay, so when do we respond?
By the way,
Right away. Right? We want to respond as quickly and promptly as possible. I know a lot of times I got listings just because they called me and I was the first one to answer. And they're like, I called like 5 agents. You're the only one who answered. So answering became very important to me, so important that I made a phone number that would reach me on my cell and also my assistant at the office. So if I wasn't able to pick it up, I had someone else pick it up because that was a listing opportunity for me most of the time. Determine their motivation to sell so you can speak to it. What does that mean, speak to it?
Speak to the motivation?
Yeah, absolutely. What else?
when you understand the real reason behind the selling, and it might actually give you an opportunity to help better.
Yes. The more we know about their situation, what's important to them, their motivation, the better we can help, as well as we use their motivation to help them with their emotions. We use it to help them with their analytical thoughts. We have to always go back to the motivation. If you're ever on a call or talking to someone and there's a challenge or whatever, you always need to bring back up their motivation, right? What is a motivation?
What will cause them to act?
Say it again. So yes, give me an example.
A person that's going to leave California and they need to go to Virginia or something, but how soon do they need to go and under what conditions? And why are they going?
Why? You hit the nail on the head. Why do they need to go to what, Virginia? Why do they need to go to Virginia? You got one?
There's a buyer that we're gonna see and get you a seller.
Okay, I need to sell one.
Perfect, this here just in case.
Great.
A job promotion is one of the reasons.
Right. So promotion is their motivation. So the thing about a promotion, if I spell things wrong, I'm not thinking about the spelling. All right. If they're getting a promotion, they got to move, or job transfer, moving somewhere else, and to get that promotion. It's like, well, you want that promotion, right? You want that. You want to go after that new job. That is what you want, isn't it? So we have to focus on their motivation. What else is motivation? You guys asked that question.
Equity.
Equity. What about the equity?
People have gain and maybe they want to downsize from a home too.
Okay. So you said equity, but typically equity is not the motivation.
No, it's the what they gonna do with the equity.
It's what they're gonna do. And you said downsize. So I need to downsize, right? So that would be the motivation. I need to pay off bills.
I want to start a business.
Yes, these are all their motivations.
Relocation.
Relocation, right? And whenever you find out, oh, I need to downsize, great. What's the next step when someone says I need to downsize?
Buy another property.
What's the next step in the conversation? Absolutely, they need to buy another property.
Do you have a buyer?
Okay.
Okay, that's
What does
good.
that look like for you?
Tell me more.
Tell me more.
Yes, right? Downsize, what does that look like for you? What else? What's the other
Okay.
question?
And what is the reason that you want to downsize?
That's it. What's the reason you want to downsize? What was that?
Oh, so what I would ask is, are you selling your home, your current home?
Yes, that's all part of it.
Oh, that's all part
And when we're going to the motivation, that's their motivation. We need to know exactly what that is. So if they're saying downsize, you said, what's the reason? I say, what's important to you about downsizing?
What's important?
What are the benefits that you will get from downsizing? What are the challenges you will eliminate by downsizing? This is so important because people run from what? I'll start spelling it. You can.
Problem.
They run from
Pain.
pain, and they run to
Gain.
exactly right. So we're gonna ask them what's important. That's pleasure. Sometimes that could be pain too. Running from pain. What's important to you about downsizing? What challenges will you avoid when you downsize? Then they'll say, well, I'm going to avoid, I mean, I've had this conversation. I have too many rooms, so all my kids keep coming back and think they can stay here. That's a pain. That is a pain. So then you bring it back up, the motivation of, hey, when you make this move, you're going to eliminate those extra rooms that you don't need, and also the extra occupancy of your home.
Yeah.
And that is what you want,
And
isn't
my-
it?
And my recommendation is to go and find a home in a senior place.
Yeah.
So you
Right,
can
yeah, go
use, I'm sorry, I wish I can have you here, but the regulation doesn't allow me.
That would be an option for them.
That's my escape for the future.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
You're understanding motivation. I'm spending more time on the things that I know are super important or are going to change your world and your life in this real estate business. If you can go back to their motivation, some of us start going back to other things. Oh, here's a benefit. I'm going to get you a great rate. Da 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 da. The payment. Da. What was that? Their motivation?
No.
Right. Sometimes that motivation will change them from saying, oh, I'm only going to pay $3,500 a month to go and pay $3,700 a month. They need you to remind them of why they got into this in the first place. And you need to rank them, at least in your mind, on how serious their motivation is. If you have a seller whose motivation is equity, and there is none of this that they can come up with, their motivation is actually very low. And if they say, well, I want to price it here when it's worth this, and they don't have a motivation, you do not risk this. Because they don't need to sell their home. I made a mistake one time. I had a client, a listing, great house, beautiful home. But I was really good, and I had a lot of listings, so I turned down listings. And I think I said 680 for this house in West Palmdale with a beautiful pool. I think 689 was the highest I said I would do it. They wanted to list for 720. I said, hey, look, I could probably get you 720. However, we got to list here. I'm not guaranteeing you 720, but this is where we got to list. 689.9, right? They're like, oh, you're our favorite realtor, but we think we can get that. And they had a true motivation. That means they're really gonna move. Matter of fact, they were flying to the other state they were gonna move to go check out properties. They told me you're the best out of the best as far as everything you showed us, but the price doesn't make sense. But their motivation was high, it was a 10. So it means they're gonna sell their home. So even if I priced it at 720, it's only a matter of time where they're like, all right, we'll reduce the price. Someone else got the listing at 720, had it on the market for about a month, and they got 710, something like that. Yeah. And I would have got it. If I went 680, I probably would have gotten 720. I probably would have gotten more.
So why didn't you get the listing?
Because I turned it down because they wanted 720 and I said no. And I couldn't convince them to go to 689.9.
Can I ask a question? I got a listing presentation in Roseman, and he's my previous client, but he said if I can get $500,000. And I did the count, and there was nothing on that price. And he said, if I don't get the price for the listing, I don't wanna list, even though he wanted to move to another bigger home.
Mm-hmm.
So I said,
Why did he want to move to the bigger home?
just because he wants a bigger home.
That's low motivation.
Yeah, and so I told him, I said, I could have it listed for you, but you're not gonna be happy if it sits on the market for 6 to 8 months, and
Yeah.
you're not gonna get what you want.
Right, and it's gonna cost you money.
Yeah, and he said, well, then maybe I'll wait. So
Exactly.
we left it there.
Yep. Yeah. I don't blame you whatsoever. If their motivation is super low, the question is, well, what would happen if the house doesn't sell? And I know you're like, I don't want to see that because that means I can't sell the house. No, no, no. What happens, what would you do if the house doesn't sell? And most of the time, if they have low motivation, they'll say, what?
I just stay here.
I'll just stay here. So then you look at price and you go, but if they're like, I gotta move, Thomas, I have to move, so we're gonna have to do something, you have to sell this house. Okay, well, we could price it a little higher. And then again, maybe even talk about a auto price reduction, happen in 2 weeks, something like that, and say, hey, we'll see if that price, if you can get that price. If not, we definitely need to lower the price in this amount of time. So you set them up, you set the expectation.
What would have been your strategy for listing at 680 and selling it at 720, or like getting it bought at 720?
So what happens is you create, so what dictates prices for anything?
Demand?
Say that again, I heard it.
Demand.
Demand. Demand, supply and demand. So supply and demand. And this works in different markets. It doesn't necessarily, is this the best strategy for this market? It's always you want to price it at or below market value, right? A tad. But supply and demand. So the demand for a house at $720,000 is lower than the demand for a house at $680,000. So my demand for 680 actually goes up, right? And then what dictates the price? Supply and demand. So if my demand is going up for that property at that price, then multiple people are seeing it and they are going to help me raise the price through negotiations of the offers. Did it all the time. A lot of people did it. I was doing it before everyone else started doing it. But the market, it was like almost like everyone did it because you couldn't, you priced the house and no matter what, it would sell for more, right? That's not the market we're in. However, it still does happen.
I had an experience where it was a time where properties were dropping prices and stuff like that, so I got a property that, they offer what we have put it in the market for. But when it came to an appraisal, the appraiser did not price it to the offer, and it went 10,000 less. They said, but I got a demand, I got multiple offers. And that's what dictates the price of the property. That was my argument, but the broker got involved and all. And, but no, the appraiser said, this is the value because properties were falling. But they said, but you got multiple offers, you gotta look at the demand.
Right.
But he didn't listen to that, and so sometimes the appraiser, can give you grief. And maybe now I'm thinking that I should have gotten another appraiser to get the price.
Yeah, I could have. So, I mean, I listed one, and I'll come to you in a second. I listed one in Orange County, in the city of Brea for $1,250,000. And we sold it for $1,350,000. So we got $100,000 over the asking price. Now, the value of that property, or the market value, was probably about 1.3. I listed at 1.25, and I got 1.35. I created demand. We had offers overnight. We had 12 offers on that thing, and the sellers were like, "You priced it too low." I'm like, "I got you $100,000 over the price." Was the problem? They were kind of like weirded out about that, and I was like, "Look, we might have priced it a little low, but that's the reason you're getting such a high offer." Well, it's worth that. Well, actually, the comps show between 1.25 and 1.3 is really where the comps are showing. I don't think they believe me, but guess what? We got an appraisal, and it came in at 1.3. But because we had so much demand and power in that transaction that we were able to dictate that it was not contingent on the appraisal. So they came out of pocket for the difference, right? But that's demand. that raise the demand. And once someone sees the home, walks into the home, your chances go way up of actually getting offers, right? So sometimes pricing it more aggressive is going to be what gets people through the door excited, and then when they're like committed to something, they want to see that through. They're not even, sometimes they'll still look at other properties, however, a lot of times they're like, I want that house, done.
What about on this market? Like, it's such a, we don't have the high demand nowadays. Would you price out what the recommendations are, or you will go a little bit lower, being the fact that we're like staying a little bit longer in the market?
It's always the best thing to do to price strategically at an aggressive price. It's always the better thing to do to price more aggressively. I typically ask, how long are you willing to wait, right? Say, hey, look, yes, market value is showing here. I agree. And average days on market are 60 or what have you. And if we stay on the market a long time, the market might start to dip. Let's get in front of that dip and possibly get more money for it, right? So, you had a question?
No, it was based on the fact that the property owner wanted to set it, for example, at 720 and you said 680. Even though you go ahead and say, okay, we'll set it at 720, then would you, in the remarks, would you say that the seller, of course with the permission of the seller will be willing to see or to review reasonable offers just to get the activity, or?
If I price it higher?
Yeah.
I wouldn't put that in there, no. Because I want the power to negotiate, and if I'm letting them know they have the power to negotiate, I lose my power to negotiate. And only the people that are interested in that house at that price are gonna look at it anyways. Because that's how it's set up. You do a search, you put in the numbers, and the houses that pop up in your price range are the ones that you're looking at. So if they weren't already looking at it at this price, then they're not gonna be looking at it, right? If they're not in that price range, they're not looking at it. So those people that would make a lower offer are the ones that are just trying to negotiate, and I don't wanna tell them up front. They'll negotiate it anyways, So I would not. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but I wouldn't. Like when I search for anything online and it says OBO, who knows what that means?
Or better offer.
Or best offer, that means that they're gonna negotiate, right? Yeah, okay, so that tells me like, all right, I'm gonna lowball them, right? All right, let's keep going. Set an appointment, time and date for as soon as possible and send pre-listing packet. Does anyone have a pre-listing packet?
Yes, I never use it. Normally I never use it. I have the pre-listing package and it depends on I use it twice only. When I see that the person is like see that they want settling, that's when I use it. I use my sales and my years experience.
Yeah. So a pre-listing packet is something that you can drop off or take with you on the appointment, right? I call that my pre-listing packet, and most of the time I just take it with me on the appointment. However, you can do a couple of things. You can move their mind and move their emotions with the pre-listing packet. I know some people do pre-listing baskets, where they'll have a couple gifts, maybe some candy, maybe some coffee, not like made coffee, right? Coffee grounds or whatever. It'll have your marketing strategy, a questionnaire, a couple things in there, right? And when you drop that off, like it looks like a gift, and they go, oh, this was so awesome, and they fill out the questionnaire before you even get there. That's a strategy for some people that works really well. And I do something similar, but not exactly. And most of those packages I drop off when I'm still trying to get them, convert that lead into an appointment. I want to drop off value. But your pre-listing packet, what comes in a pre-listing packet? You can go again to Etsy or to, what's the other one? Command. You can go to Command and you can look up for a pre-listing packet. It's gonna have your marketing strategies, information about you. What I recommend you don't put in there is the price of the home that you think it is.
No.
You can put a price range, but not the price that you think it is. And when you do a price range in a pre-listing packet, you better keep it wide. Meaning the high needs to be higher than the high of the comps, and the low should be somewhere around the low of the comps. Because you will pre-listing packet yourself out of an appointment if they don't see themselves in that price range. Does that make sense?
Would you add a copy of the first page of the RPR, since it has the range?
If the low is low enough and the high is high enough, yes. You can do it however you want. I have a template that says, this is a value range based on the current market in your area. This depends on the condition and upgrades of the home. Also outside factors such as, neighbors, condition of the neighborhood, freeway location, all that stuff. So it's like explains what the price range means. And then it says, low value is an almost worst case scenario of what could happen if the house needs a lot of work or if there's a significant negative factor affecting the house value. High value is almost a best case scenario of what you can get for your home if the home was fully upgraded, great condition, da 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 da. So I explain that in that, and then below it says low value, high value. It's a one-page thing, a whole page on it. Does that answer? Does someone else have a question? Is this good? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay.
No, what I include on my listing presentation is the comparable market comparables and price to sell based on the days. You wanna sell faster according to what we see. These properties that sell in the first 2 weeks,
Yeah.
we price it at this price. So
Yeah.
it's up to you go with the
Yep.
comparables or with the days on market.
Yep. Exactly. So you could do that strategy as well. That works perfect. Having the comps, you could definitely. I do that. I drop off it with the comps. But I make sure my comps are kind of wide. And when I go to the in-person where I can explain everything and sit down and show them everything, I narrow that down. Right? Because I'm not going to work my way out of an appointment. I'm trying to work my way into an appointment. Another thing is I don't include a net sheet. Because I don't want them to think or guess or know what I might be asking in commission.
But you do include it once you.
Once I'm there, always, boom, boom, boom. Looking at it, net sheet, all that. The reason I don't is because I used to. I used to do the value. I used to do my net sheets, and I thought it was great. No, if you want to get shopped, that's the way you do it right there. If you want to have them not commit to an appointment with you, that's how you do it right there. You got to add value, but like I said yesterday, you got to leave a little to the curiosity, right? You have to have a cliffhanger. Otherwise, they're not going to come watch the second episode, right?
Yeah.
We need to have that cliffhanger.
And,
So you do your net sheet after they sign the contract with you? No?
During the appointment, typically right before they sign the contract, I have them agree to a price. We're going to go over all this. Hopefully, if we have enough time. If we will agree to a price, then sometimes I'll go straight to the listing agreement after that, or I'll go to the listing checklist after that, depending on how sure I am of them ready to sign the agreement. So if I think they need a little, I want a soft close. We learned about soft close.
Yes.
If I want a soft close, I'll do the pre-marketing checklist, which will start setting them up on, hey, how soon would you want this on the market? Okay, and we're gonna have, if that's the date, let's set up a potential time, a tentative time for a cleaner to come clean your house, and what's gonna happen next. And I start putting all these dates on it. Here's when the open house would be, and I start getting them to visualize that, agree to that, and then as long as I'm like, okay, we're good to go, listing agreement.
And
Done.
the net sheet?
Net sheets before that. I still do the net sheet before it.
Okay, because I always do the net sheet, because I don't want them to feel that, I mean, I haven't had that problem, that they feel that they were not giving the numbers right and then they complain at the end?
Absolutely. No, I always do net sheet. If I'm taking a listing agreement, there's gonna be a net sheet.
And then check along with
Yeah,
that.
I'm not gonna say I never accidentally didn't get one. I had accidentally before done it where I'm like, oh shoot, I don't have a net sheet, or I didn't do it. Very rare, I think maybe twice in my life, twice in my career that I didn't have a net sheet. Always need to disclose and go over what that looks like. Okay, let's move on because we have a lot to get to, and at 10 o'clock I will need to step out for about 5 minutes, okay? What the sellers want most from their agent? Okay, helping pricing the home competitively. All right, they definitely want that. It's a very high priority for them. That's the lighter orange, so that's 21%. Help seller market to potential buyers. So these are the things that you're doing during the listing presentation. You're helping them price it, you're talking about marketing, you're talking about where you're gonna find potential buyers. They want help to sell their home with specific time frames. Okay, that's only 16%. Help seller find a way to fix up the home to sell it for more. Do you guys do that? Do you have that consultation?
I do.
Good. And you should also have staging consultations.
Yeah, I got a new listing that we signed the contract about a week and a half ago. I recommended to remove lots of stuff.
Exactly.
And so that's why we haven't listed it yet.
So you will have to do some training on this. Sometimes it's not as easy as you may think, but you don't give up, you keep going. Because the more we can help others, the more we help other people get what they want, the more we'll get what we want, right? And helping them get what they want means being the professional. Walk through the house and say, hey, before photos, we need to make sure that these items are removed. And there's a way to do that. That's a whole class in itself. Okay, so I'm not going to teach you guys that right now. But that is something, cliffhanger. No. That is something that you will want to learn. Like, look at this room from the corner and go, how is this going to look in a photo? How is the buyer going to feel when they walk in? They need you for that. You see the stagers on HGTV? Well, you should become the stager. With their furniture, you know, if there are certain items and it's decluttered, depersonalized, so take all your family photos off the wall. I know that was hard for me to get used to saying. I struggled with that one. Declutter, depersonalize, and minor decorations. Declutter, depersonalize, minor decorations. Clear off the whole fridge, no magnets on the fridge, nothing on top, put the things in the cabinets, put the linen closet, set that up, put everything away that doesn't have to be out. And then our team goes a step ahead of that and we have their house cleaned for them by maid service, right? So that's what they need you for. 16% of them want to know how they can sell their house for more. And here's the thing. They want to know how they can sell their house for more, but a lot of times they don't got the money to do things. But staging, if they move their stuff around, that's free. So we have to think about that. We have to think about how it appears in photos.
I, like, personally myself, I bring like little things.
Yeah.
That will make a difference. I bring like pillow decorations, something that will brighten up the room. I walk in, you know, like you're saying, when I do the listing presentation, I say, may I go to each room? So I go to each room, I check, you know, I go outside the house as well to see, you know, how's the condition of the property.
Yep.
And I tell them, I say, you know, people look for space.
Yeah.
And if we have too much in the house, it makes it look smaller, so.
Yep.
So I don't make it personal like to them, but I make it what the buyer wants.
Yep, always reiterating, these are the things that are gonna help you get more money for your home, and that is what you want, isn't it? Here are the things that will help you get more money for your home. Isn't that what you want? Great. If you move these chairs, if you move this, put this in the garage, put this away. Alright? So if you don't know how to stage, start YouTubing it. Start watching. And start having these role play conversations with each other. And start getting comfortable with saying uncomfortable things. And how are you going to say it in a manner that's not... By the way, you should only do a staging consultation after the listing agreement signed.
Just saying.
In case I forget.
All right, we got to keep going, guys. Build confidence and trust. That's what all these things do here. They build confidence and trust. 7 close to appointment tactics. Show the benefits. Take back close. We talked about some of this stuff yesterday. Negative, positive, close. Give them what they're looking for. Trial close, assumptive close, and tie downs. What's a tie down? Oh,
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm not going to be able to
No,
teach
there's no
anymore
way out.
on here.
Answer is always yes.
Okay, but give me an example of a tie down.
Isn't that what you want?
Yes, let's go! 5 stars, Mikey! Isn't that what you want? I said it 5 times already. Isn't that what you want? Give me another example.
Is that fair enough?
Fair enough, yes!
Fair enough.
5 stars. Anyone else?
It
I would
makes
hate
sense.
for you, I would hate for you to lose out by not doing something that you instructed them to do, something like that.
Yes or yes?
Yes, I guess is one. That's more, I think you're going more towards the embedded command.
Okay.
The tie down, I'm gonna go over it again. The tie down, and you said one that was right. What was it?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay.
Right.
Right? Right is a tie down.
It makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Does that make
Fair
sense?
enough? Sound good? How does that sound? Does that work?
Are we in an agreement?
Agreed? Maybe agreed? Yeah. Those are tie downs. Get used to using them. Use them all the time. If you don't know, if you can't remember, Google it. I'm not the only resource you guys have here. You guys have ChatGPT, you have the internet. Google it. What are tie downs? What are words of tie downs? Print it out, post it on your wall, save it on your desktop screen, whatever you have to do to learn some freaking tie downs. You need them. They're important. Okay. We know what the assumptive close, that's when you assume the close. We know what the trial close is, that's when I do a soft close, right? Give them what they're looking for, negative, positive close. We went over all this yesterday. I gotta keep moving. Questions versus objections. When a question is asked, answer it. When an objection comes up, address it. When a question is asked, answer it. When an objection comes up, address it. Okay, objections. Conversations. Gosh, I have so many classes that I have, that things that would take a whole nother class. But you guys say this after me. Repeat.
Repeat.
I'm gonna do that again. Repeat.
Repeat.
Affirm.
Affirm.
Ask a question.
Ask a question.
Repeat.
Repeat.
Affirm.
Affirm.
Ask a question.
Ask a question.
All right, who wants to be an example with me real quick? Raise your hand. Fast, fast, fast. Jenny, you're the first one. It was close. So close. How's your weekend?
Was great, and yours?
It was really good. So it sounds like your weekend was great. What did you do?
Went to church, went with my husband out for dinner.
Oh, you went to church and went to dinner with your husband. That's amazing. And how was everything?
It was fun. We got to spend time with each other.
What did you guys hear?
Repeat.
You heard the repeat?
And,
You heard the affirm?
And then you asked your question.
Exactly. When a question is asked, answer it, and make sure you repeat, affirm, and ask a question. When a comment is made, this is a simple conversation. When an objection comes up, repeat, affirm, ask a question. Can someone give me an objection?
Interest rates are too high.
Interest rates are too high. Yeah, for sure. And a lot of people feel like that. What makes you feel like interest rates are too high?
I'm afraid my mortgage payment might be a little out of my budget.
Mortgage payment's important to you. Yeah, it would be for me too. What makes you think that they're out of budget? Do you see what I'm doing? I'm repeating, affirming, asking a question. Now give me that same question again, or objection.
Interest rates are too high.
No, they're not.
Have you seen the news?
That's not, so the way to address it is not, no, they're not. Repeat, affirm, ask a question. Simple, simple strategies that will change your conversations. If you're having problems having a conversation with your husband or wife,
You know what it is.
Repeat, affirm, ask a question. Simple. All right, you guys, ahas. And then in 5 minutes, I gotta step out real quick, just to make sure I'm kind of double booked today, but I just want to make sure I can push something down so we can get back to business. Ahas.
I found, and it was interesting, because never did I think I'd be interested in this, but in learning more about the staging process and how to come from a place of value and just deeper so that you're not offending, but you're helping them achieve what they need, so then I can also get what I need.
Yeah. That's good.
I like the value of learning the conversation, because that's gonna make a big change in a listing, and also like we reviewed yesterday, you know, when we deal with a buyer. I mean, the way that we say things, I mean,
Yeah.
you're even seeing it right now, that even in our marriage can make a big difference.
It's a huge difference.
Because we need to learn to listen more.
Yeah.
I think also by doing the repeat affirming and questioning, it also helps you as an agent to remember the conversation you're having with a
Yes.
specific person.
Absolutely.
So that way you find a way to reconnect with them at a later time.
And you know what it also does is it two things is it shows that you're paying attention.
Yeah.
And it also makes you pay attention.
Yes.
Because I swear I'll be, someone's talking to me and all of a sudden I'm thinking about the 1,000 things I gotta do today. I'm like, oh shoot, get back. But you don't wanna do that. You wanna listen, and it forces you to listen because you're looking at what are you going to repeat, right? And it's not word, you don't have to repeat word for word. They just have to hear that you hear them out, right? And you know what? You don't even have to understand, because I know a lot of us say, I understand. You don't have to understand, but what you're showing them is you're willing to understand. You're willing to do what it takes to hear them out and see their perspective. Any other ahas or ha-has?
For me, finding the right motivation for the sellers is gonna save me a lot of time.
Right motivation for the sellers, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
For me, it brings me back to the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
The repeating, the affirming,
Yes.
and the asking the questions gives me focus on that, rather than what am I going to ask them now, or you know.
Absolutely. I know some of us are in our heads while they're talking, thinking about how we're gonna freaking respond. The first response is, I heard you, but you don't say I heard you. Because a lot of time when people say that, they didn't. You let them know you heard them by repeating what they said, right? Somewhere along those lines. And it honestly, naturally will guide you to the next question. Because then when I was repeating it to you, I go, oh, well, how was dinner? Then you went to dinner. Fantastic. How was it? My next question, right? What did you eat? Where did you go? Simple as that.
And it made me comfortable, because it made me feel that you care, that you were listening.
Yes.
When you were just repeating, like you just said.
And we all care. And this is just how it shows up, right? Because sometimes they don't know we care, but we care tremendously for all of our clients. And we want what's best for them, and our professional duty is to serve them, to help them reach their goals.
And something that by repeating, and it helps us very to process, to understand them better, and go deep into their needs. When we repeat, when we hear ourselves saying the same words,
It buys you time as well. It buys you time. We're all like, oh, I gotta be fast when they say this. Hit them with that objection handler. It helps slow you down, and it helps you think.
I was just thinking it's a good way to keep me as an agent from talking my way out of an appointment or contract or what have you, by keeping them engaged. Let them do the talking.
Keep them engaged, yeah. The person that asks the most questions in control of the conversation. All right, this is good, guys. You guys think it's good? It's good?
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, give me 1 minute. I need to look at my calendar. If I had music, I'd play it, but I'm gonna try to make this happen real fast. Okay. I might pause for a second. We're supposed to be on another, on an OP call today, but I said this is more important. So I'm just hopping in real quick and then either I'll mute it or I'll just hop off. So the purposeful approach, doing what comes unnaturally, natural ceiling of achievement, from E to P. Does everyone know what E stands for?
Entrepreneur.
Yes, 500 points. P, what does P stand for? Purposeful. So we have to break through that natural ceiling of achievement by doing things that are less comfortable or uncomfortable or even unnatural to us until they become more natural. That's focus, model, system, and then breakthrough. Pre-listing packet goals, pre-sale, I'm gonna move fast, guys, because I feel like we need some time to look at the presentation. Pre-listing packet goal, pre-sale, build the seller's confidence, answer their questions and objections before your presentation. So that's before. You ask the qualifying questions before, and then you ask them again, or a summarized version of them again during the meeting. 2, save time, makes the consultation experience smoother and or shorter by tackling common obstacles. 3, state your value. Okay, I just needed it. They just joined me. State your value, tell your sellers what you bring. Okay, let's keep going. Pre-listing packet criteria, will you review it in the listing presentation? Yes, we will, right? Does it eliminate the need for a listing consultation? No, it doesn't. And some of you have presentations and some of you don't. Some of you just go and wing it, I'm sure. And the thing of it is if you do have a listing presentation, I would highly recommend that no matter who the person is, and no matter how good they know you and how much they trust you, always do the listing presentation. Always do, because they need to be reminded of your value and the process of how you guys handle things. What I found is that when we don't do that, we have problems during the ride. We have problems during the process. That if I had already showed them that, they wouldn't have so many questions. They wouldn't feel like the marketing wasn't getting done right. They would understand the process. Make sense?
Yes.
Pre-listing packet, you can find that on command as well. Seller consultation preparation checklist. Deliver your pre-listing packet. Okay. I typically will drop it off the day before, maybe 2 days before, but again, don't give too much information. The best car salesmen don't know things, and because they don't know certain things, they focus on them and not what they know. So sometimes when you give too much information, you talk your way out of the sale. Make sense?
Yes.
Right. Confirm the appointment date and time and location. We talked about this also yesterday. If someone else confirms it for you too, depending on the situation, right? Sometimes it's good if you confirm it. Sometimes it's nice if they're like, wow, you have someone confirm. It's very professional, right? The doctor never calls me to confirm my doctor's appointment. And if he does,
It's bad news.
I'm worried. Yeah, I'm worried. I am worried. I'm like, what kind of doctor is this?
You know how I'm
Not the kind I want
right?
to have surgery on me, you know? Ensure all the decision makers attend. We covered that yesterday. Complete and practice your listing presentation. So important. Are we practicing on our clients? Or are we practicing on each other?
On each other.
Right. You should not be You know how many times, I'm not sure how many listing appointments you guys go on, but when you leave a listing appointment and they have motivation to sell, the price was good, and you walk out without a listing, you go, I should have done this, I could have did that, da-da-da-da-da. So you should have had the pre-appointment before the appointment. So you're ready to go. You know, I'm sure you guys seen, like, I don't know if anyone's, I'm sure some of you have seen, like, boxing matches, right? People boxing. And before they enter the ring, what are they doing?
They warm up.
Hi.
They're going at it and they're sweating. I'm like, man, that's crazy, you're burning all of that energy out. But no, you gotta warm up. You gotta get your body in the motion. So what I would do before I mastered the presentation, and I still do sometimes in unique situations, is I sat down with my pre-listing packet or my listing presentation with someone from the office, and then I would go over that with them. I would use the seller's name and call them the seller's name, and I would have this whole presentation done before I went and presented with them. So I was already warmed up. I already had no 5, 6 objections with the other agent. And so I was warm. So when they hit me with an objection that had to be one of those, I was like, I already did this. Let's go. Got you. So warming up is so important, especially if you're not like sharpened at doing your presentation with them. Probably takes like 1,000 presentations before you're there. So I don't know who in the room is there. Anyone done 1,000? Mm.
No.
You guys can do better.
I know.
That's what we hear, we did.
Yeah, absolutely. Complete practice. Review the lead sheet. Arrive to the listing presentation in a professional manner. Ooh. I think we have a lot of relaxed realtors lately, but we want to show professional.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check your teeth before you go. Do you have anything in your teeth? Check your breath. You know, leave gum in the car, mint something.
What does that review the lead sheet is?
So you're basically reviewing who the client is, what their motivation is,
okay.
what they need. You're reviewing
about
the
the
lead
client.
sheet. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. About the lead. Yep. So anyways, you're gonna dress nice, professionally. You're going to be cleaned. You're gonna be groomed, everything, and you're gonna show up early.
Wear your name tag.
Wear your name tag. Show up early, at least 5 minutes. Knock on the door, even if it's a couple minutes early, 2, 3 minutes early is okay. I'm here. It is 4:30. That's our appointment time, and here I am, a couple minutes early. Yeah. Last thing you want to do is show up late. You need to know how long it takes to get there from wherever you are before you go. Like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours before you go, you need to know this is how long it's going to take me to get there. Last thing you want to do is speed there to try to be there on time, right?
Get a ticket.
You get a ticket, and then it's going to take you even longer. All right?
Alex always tells me, if we're there on time, you're already late.
And you need to arrive, I mean, you should be sitting in the car for 5 minutes outside because you got time to kill, right? And then you could review your lead sheet again or what have you, but like you should definitely be there on time or early, for sure. Ahas or ahas? Good. Goal set, signed listing agreement. Create a great impression to build the seller's confidence in their choice of realtor. Share your price recommendations, the initial list price for their property, and your reasoning behind it. Okay, I'm not going to touch on that one, but hopefully I can get to it today. I'm giving you guys extra. I'm not just teaching you the class, okay? I'm going over and above, so I'm trying to fit it all in. Set expectations for how you will market your home, work with sellers. If you haven't done a lot of listing presentations, you need to review this packet again and remind yourself each thing you need to do, even if you schedule it out on paper. When I show up, I'm gonna shake their hand, walk through the house for 10, 15 minutes. After that, we're gonna sit at the dinner table. After that, I'm gonna go over the questionnaire. After that, I'm going to go over my marketing strategy and added value. After that, we're gonna review comps. After that, we're gonna do net sheet. After that, we're gonna sign the listing agreement. You should have a schedule. And when you walk in, a lot of times they're not sure you're prepared or not. So they're thinking like, okay, so they're gonna try to control how this meeting goes. But when you show up, oh yeah, we're actually gonna get to that. So the first thing we're gonna do is take a look at the house real quick. Right after that, we're gonna sit at the table and we're gonna go over the marketing, and I have some questions for you. Sound good? That's what I'm going to do, because you need to be in control as soon as you get in there. Not in like, I'm a power, I'm authority, no, but you have to remain in control of that because you're the professional. When I go to an attorney, I go to a doctor, I'm like, you're in control. It's okay. If I felt like I was in control, I wouldn't use that doctor, that attorney. So I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I do want my opinion and my worries and my objections, all that to be heard and addressed, but I am not the one in control of the conversation, all right, of that presentation. Okay, set expectations for how you will market the home and work with sellers. Okay, those are 3 things you need to pay attention to. Put together your schedule of what happens as soon as you walk in that door. It should be the same every single time. That's how you repeat, duplicate, do it the same every time. The only time you don't do it the same is when you improve something and you have to change, and then you're going to do that all the time. How listing presentations meet sellers' needs and wants. Okay, so let's see, your needs come first. I am knowledgeable and caring and the best agent for these clients. Was there a question? I thought I heard one. They will appreciate my expertise and preparation and choose me to represent them as they sell their homes. I'm sure that's a very long affirmation. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to get through all the content today, so that way we can go through this. Listing walkthrough, handwritten thank you card, ahas. We're gonna see that. Listing agreement. Okay. Ahas to achievement, daily success system. Okay, good. We can do this. You guys ready? All right, I need someone to let me in this door in a minute. Hey, Christian, Thomas, good to see you, man.
Nice to meet you.
How's everything going?
Good.
Awesome, man. So you got the day off today?
Yeah.
I love it, I love it. Christian, what we're gonna do is we're gonna basically get a quick tour of your home. I'd love for you to show me your house. I love to see it kind of through a buyer's perspective. If you could walk me through real quick.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Awesome, okay. We're gonna walk through the house. And then I'm gonna ask questions like, hey, so Christian, you know, I know you're excited about moving to Arizona.
Yeah.
That's a big move, man.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And you were saying something about like you have family out there?
Yeah, I do.
You have family out there?
Yeah, I have a brother.
Oh man, your brother.
Yeah.
Older brother, younger brother?
Older.
Cool, cool. And I'm gonna still walk through the house, I'm gonna look at it, and I'm gonna, again, like, it's so important we stay focused on motivation, right? So that's what I'm doing. And then if I see something in the house like a soccer trophy, oh, it looks like your kid plays soccer.
Yeah, my nephew.
Your oh, it's
Not my
your
son.
nephew.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Whose room is this?
Oh, this is mine.
Oh, it's your room.
Yeah.
You have his trophy.
Yeah.
You're living vicariously through him, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you play
Living
soccer?
through my dreams, yeah.
Did you play soccer?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
No way. Like what age?
When I was young.
When you were younger?
Yeah, probably like high school.
High school?
Yeah.
Man, it's so competitive, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really play much. I was just on the bench.
You were on the bench a lot. Man, sounds like me. You know, I was on the bench a lot too. Okay, that's awesome. So I'm going to start connecting with him. I don't need to have something in common with him to connect with him. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You can say no on that one.
But you just did, even though you didn't.
I didn't have that in common. I don't play soccer.
But you were on the bench. Sounds just like you.
Yeah, I was on the bench. I didn't tell him is I was on the bench with the girls. He was playing the soccer field. I was just playing the field and sitting on the bench. So yeah, that sounds like me. Kind of joking around and kidding. But I'm connecting with him. I don't know much about soccer, but I'm excited and interested in his relationship to soccer. And I'm gonna look for things that make him light up. When I find those things, we're gonna talk about that. What's that method called? That's good, it's close. Starts with an F?
Ford method.
Ford method. Family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Right? I asked about his kid. Occupation, we didn't get there yet. Recreation, soccer. Right? So I'm starting on these things until I hit a point that makes him light up. As soon as I see him light up, we're gonna talk a lot about that as we walk through the house. Okay? So, thank you for showing me the house, Christian. I really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and grab a seat at the dining table, and then we'll get all started. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
Awesome. And actually, Christian, can you sit here to my right? It actually makes it easier for me to show you everything.
Okay.
So I'm either gonna sit at the end of the table, and he's gonna be to my right, or I'm gonna sit next to him. He's gonna be to my right. And the reason I do that is because, one, I don't want to be across from the table from you. I don't want to be across. This is body language, shoulders forward. Could be an attacker, could be something like that. If I'm sitting beside you, it's a whole different feeling. Whole different feeling for all of you. And also, if I'm trying to show him something, I'm showing it to him upside down. It's hard for me to read it. It's hard for me to see it. Make sense?
Yes.
Also, sitting next to him on the right, I get to do this. Get more personal. You like that, huh?
Something guys can do.
Girls can do it too, and also I do it with women, but I do it very professionally. I do it very carefully. I don't ever want to come off flirty or interested in someone's wife. Never, ever, ever. Typically, I'll sit next to them. I actually want to sit next to the main decision maker. Is usually who I want to sit next to. That could be the wife, it could be the husband. I try to find out quick. Either way, typically, it's typically the husband I sit next to. Typically. However, if I can see clearly that the wife is the decision maker, I want her closer to me. Right? And I can tap on the shoulder, As long as I'm also giving the same energy to the husband that I give to the wife, it's okay. Right? When you're selling anything, we buy things on emotions, right? And so we want to make sure that we look presentable. That's one sense. Visual, right? When I'm presenting, I want to present something that's visual. I want to use my mouth for language, the way I talk, my tonality, the speed, because that's audio. It's going to reach another sense, right? Hopefully I smell good, not too much. Smell's not as important. Well, as long as you don't stink, you're all right. And feel. I want them to feel. And then most importantly, I want to touch their heart. And there are some C's, some analytical people, you need to touch their mind, right? So you want to touch the senses as much as possible in a very professional and unawkward way. If you don't know how, just don't. But if you can learn how to do that, if you can practice that with someone, it comes off very, very authentic for me, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So now you know we're sitting from each other. I'm going to open up my laptop or pull up my iPad. You might have a folder, you might have a binder, you might have sheets of paper, you might have laminated things on the table. I've seen all kinds of listing presentations, and if you have a good one, they all work, right? So you can choose how you want to do it. For me, I'm sitting next to them, busting out the laptop, and I go, Typically, they've already seen this video, but if for some reason they haven't, I don't think they have, then I'll just go ahead and play the video for them.
Are you thinking about buying, selling, or just need some real estate guidance? Hey there, I'm Thomas Paulauskas, and with nearly 2,900 homes sold, being ranked in the top 1% of real estate agents nationwide, consider me your trusted real estate expert, serving in the Los Angeles and Orange counties since 2007. So what sets me apart? Top-notch communication, market knowledge, and of course, proven results. My team and I connect buyers with their perfect properties, empowering them every step of the way. For sellers, I go the extra mile with no-cost staging consultations, high-end marketing strategies to help you sell quickly and get top dollar. That means photos, videos, websites, 3D tours, radio ads, social media ads, and so much more. Beyond that, my clients become members of Club Tom Paul, where you'll enjoy our exclusive borrowing service, which includes a moving truck, pressure washers, carpet cleaners, party tables and chairs, access to our storage units, and other essential household items. All at zero cost to you. We also host quarterly events and theme parties for everyone in our network to stay connected, regardless of whether or not we have ever done business together. We believe in building lifetime relationships through every contact. So are you ready to make a move? Let's connect, and welcome to Paulauskas Realty.
So I'll play that video. If they've seen it, great. I won't play it if they haven't seen it. Sometimes I do things in the presentation based on what's going on in that moment. I don't have to play it. Sometimes I'll ask them, hey, do you want to watch it? It takes like a minute, 40 seconds.
Are you thinking about?
Okay. Then the next thing is, and I let them know when I sit down with them, hey, look, I want to get to know you. I want you to get to know me. I'm going to give you a little bit of my background and information about me personally, and then I'm going to get into some questions about you and your journey with your home. So, quick little thing about me. If you saw it in the buyer presentation, I had an About Me in there too. You should have an About Me page, and you want to have personal things on there, personal highlights. Thomas is a family man. I've been with my wife Michelle since 2007. I have a daughter named Kylie, a son Caleb, and I'll even point at the picture showing them who's who, and then I'll tell a little story about them. Because I want to also touch their hearts, right? And Caleb, my son Mikhail, I also have 2 dogs. I enjoy hiking, water sports, exercising. I'm very passionate about writing song lyrics, dancing, and motivating others. I attend Calvary Chapel Christian Church. I volunteer at local shelters. And my big why is da-da-da-da, right? Make sense?
Yes.
And I will do that before I go to the next slide. Like, sound good so far?
Yes.
Yes.
Doing good so far? Great.
Yep.
Yes.
Awesome. My career achievements. You guys just get creative. I'm sure you could do if you don't feel like you have enough. Because I didn't either. I still did this stuff. I just found other things that would add to it. My agents come to me, brand new agents in the business. Oh, you have so much stuff. Well, first of all, you get to use the team stuff in your career achievements or in your About Me or whatever. You can use the team to show the benefits and your results. And also, like, I have people that went to certain schools. Cool, talk about that. You got a degree. You got a #1 in some kind of a marathon. Whatever it is, whatever. Just talk about your achievements, right? So career achievements, licensed realtor since 2007, broker since 2014, over 50,000 hours of full-time experience, #1 team production KW. AV ranked #1 in top 1% in agents nationwide in production. Nearly 2,900 homes sold. Is actually over that now. Runs proficient real estate team of 10 people. Now it's like 25. Featured in Real Estate Magazine. Had a guest appearance on HGTV. Okay, so all that stuff. Boom, boom, boom. And what I'm building here is credibility. But you can do this with anything. Whatever you've done in your life, you have value. You just have to share that with them. And then some extra added value. So here's some added value that you're actually going to get that you probably won't find anywhere else. You can take advantage of it, Christian, or not. We have a proven staging plan and consultation, 0% financing for upgrades and repairs on your home, also known as agent financing. I can go over that in more detail with you. We also have a free moving truck. It's not free, it's free to you. You get to borrow it anytime. Matter of fact, when you move from this house, if you move to Arizona, or if you make a move and you want to use it some other time. Also, if you move out of state, you're allowed to pass this to a friend or family member to use the truck. Okay? Free maid service. We're going to have your house clean for you, spotless. Free carpet cleaning service, exclusive and proven marketing plan, and a 72-hour cash offer program as well. I have testimonials. And some of you might go, well, I don't have any testimonials. You can easily have testimonials. Have a testimonial from an agent, have a testimonial from escrow company, a lender, whoever's willing to give you a good testimonial, just put it on there. You know, remember when I said yesterday, I have someone call to confirm the appointment, and then they say, you're gonna enjoy Thomas. He's so much fun, and he's so knowledgeable. You're really gonna like it, right? And a lot of times I walk in the door and they're like, oh my God, Jessica talked all about you, or Marissa talked all about you and said all these things, how great you are. And they're excited. That's all this is.
I'm a deputy district attorney.
I am an investigator for the dependency court attorney.
I heard about Thomas through my mother, who did online research.
He's always very willing to listen.
We needed to sell our house quickly and get the best price possible. Thomas made it happen. We had 2 homes to sell. We sold the first one within 5 days of listing for more than we were asking for, and then the smaller one we sold within, I think, 4 days for more than we were asking for.
This guy's probably been watched a couple thousand times. So I have 3 testimonials from past clients on here. So, and sometimes I play one, sometimes I play all 3, it just depends.
I'm a deputy district attorney.
Right? And then I go, hey, don't forget, we also have 5-star reviews online, so please go ahead and look up our reviews, read them in detail if you like. But I really want you to know exactly what other people are saying about us. Whether it's good or bad, I want you to know up front. Then I go to the questionnaire. And it's right there in my system. Right? It could be right there on paper. I like it in paper too. I just did this just in case I don't bring it on paper. I actually prefer to ask the questions on paper because then I pass that paper to somebody. This automatically gets sent in an email, but for some reason it doesn't have the same effect that the paper does. So I do prefer the paper, but then I'll fill this out. What's the address, client's name, other name? Are you ready? Christian? Christian, is it okay? I just have a couple quick questions for you.
Yeah.
We've talked about some of them. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Cool. Christian, first question is on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, how high would you rank your motivation to sell this home? Pause. What did I just do?
Embedded command.
Yes, 20 stars. Embedded command. What was the embedded command? Not you.
Sell.
It's like 3 words.
Can you read it again?
Sell.
Sell this home. Or sell this house. You can use home or house, up to you. Some people say home, use home for buyers, use house for sellers, because home feels more emotional.
Yes.
So it's up to you, whatever. I always use home, works great. What would you rank your motivation on a scale from 1 to 10? 1 being absolutely no motivation, you're gonna stay here, you're gonna die here. 10 being you gotta get out of here right away, you really wanna make this move. What would you rank your motivation?
Probably a 7.
A 7, gotcha. Curious, Christian, if you couldn't pick 7, what would it be on a scale from 1 to 10?
Probably a 6.
A 6, gotcha. And Christian, what would make it a 10?
I don't know. Maybe the price.
The price you can get for your home?
Yeah.
Absolutely. What's important to you about that price?
Honestly, it's not even the price. It's just moving to Arizona. I think about it, I'm like, man, it's gonna be hot.
It's gonna be hot.
Yeah.
So the more money you get, the cooler it is, or what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
okay.
I
So
can
the
get
cooler
actually
you
out.
are. Yeah, okay, all right. And when you sell this property, what was the embedded command?
When you sell
When you
Sell this property. Sell this property. I did it again. You
Yeah.
see how I'm doing it? When you sell this property, where are you planning on moving to next? It's Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha, okay. And remind me, I know you have some family out there, but what's really taking you out to Arizona?
Yeah, my family, my brother.
Your brother, your family? Gotcha. Do you already have like work lined up out there?
No.
No, not yet?
I think
That's why you need more money for the house, right? So you can
Exactly.
get on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. What else is important to you about making that move to Arizona?
The new beginnings.
New beginnings?
Yeah.
New beginnings, good endings?
Yeah.
Okay, good, good. That's good. What else? Okay, I did that one. How soon do you need to be there?
I'd probably say like I'm not in a rush.
You're not in a rush?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think the sooner the better.
So if it took 3 to 6 months, you'd be okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And in your mind, if you could snap your fingers and have it your way, what would be the perfect timing that you would have this home sold and be moved into Arizona?
To be honest, probably in like 2 months.
In like 2 months? Okay,
Yeah,
great.
even though I said I wasn't in a rush.
And that's typically what they say, no rush, I'm not in a rush. They almost like 80% of the time they say, I'm not in a rush. And then I say, in your mind, what's the perfect time frame? If you could have it your way, what would that be? And then they tell me the real time frame. So Christian, of course, I research the market every day. So obviously, we'll make sure we list your home at a price that will cause it to sell. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what was the embedded command?
It's your home.
Sell.
Yeah, list your home and sell it at a price. List it at a price that will cause it to sell. That was a whole embedded command. Sell your home, list it at a price that will cause it to sell. That's the embedded command. But look, it's a question, right? How much do you currently owe? I think you said it was about 420.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay. And real quick, Christian, does anything else need to be paid off with the sale of this home? Credit cards, HELOCs, secondary loans, anything like that?
No.
Okay, nothing. No other like liens or what's that thing when judgments?
No.
No. Okay, good. Good to know. In your mind, Christian, what has to happen in your life or to the home before you're ready for it to hit the market?
Honestly, not much.
Not much?
Mm-hmm.
So you're ready to go?
Yeah.
Sounds like, I mean, if we can get it done in 2 months, it sounds like it'd be the best transition for you.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. And so if we're able to get this on the market next week, is that something you'd be okay with?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going through all these questions. We're already talking about putting this house on the market. We haven't even done the presentation yet, right? Any ahas, any questions on any of this so far? This is not gonna let
It's almost like a checklist of things to make sure you ask the questions and you make sure you don't forget important stuff. You're using it as a survey, basically. You're getting, and you're going through it and asking the question.
Yep. And this is actually gonna help me handle most of my objections, or let me know what those objections are up front. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Hey, Christian, I just have 3 bottom line questions left for you.
Okay.
Are you definitely ready to sell this home?
Yeah.
And it sounds like you are. Are you gonna price it right, or are you okay with just sitting on the market?
No, I'm gonna price it right.
Christian, do you want me to sell this home for you?
I do.
3 Benny commands back to back to back. And here's the thing. If you ask that 3rd question and they say, Yeah? You're done.
Contract.
You're already done. Now, I don't think you should stop there. You know, sometimes they still need to see the value, but you could. Like, yeah, what's the price? Da-da-da, da-da-da. Done. You could. You know you got it in the bag. All you have to do is not talk yourself out of it. Talk them out of it, right? Are you definitely ready to sell this home? You ready to sell this home is really the embedded command. Are you going to price it right? Embedded command. Do you want me to sell this home for you? You want me. I put do there, but really I'm saying you want me to sell this home. Make sense?
Yes.
Good stuff?
Yes.
Who's already doing that? Good. All y'all learn something. Go sell a bunch of houses. All right, marketing plan. We talked about staging. So, Christian, thank you so much for answering those questions for me. The more I know about your situation, the better I can help get you what you want. And that's what you want from your agent, isn't it?
It is.
So we're going to go over the marketing plan and what we're going to do step by step to market your home to get you the most money for it. Make sense?
Yeah.
Let's go. You ready?
Yeah.
The first thing is staging. We're going to make sure that we set up the house. So after today, after we agree to a price and a strategy to list your home, I'm going to walk you through your house and show you the different things you can change about your home to get the most money from your home, but cost you little to nothing out of your pocket. That is what you want, isn't it? Perfect. Next thing is photography. Once the house looks amazing, and I already told you earlier that we have a free maid service coming to clean your house, after all that's done, the staging's done, we're going to have the top-notch photography done. The best in the business is going to be out here, hired specifically by myself to make sure your house looks amazing. High-quality equipment, perfectly edited. Sounds good, right?
Yeah, it does.
You hear me doing these, I'm reconnecting. Especially if I hear them if I see them falling asleep, and their eyes rolling back of their head. You gotta, because my presentation takes, the whole listing appointment sometimes for me takes 2 hours. Because I'm knocking it out. I'm getting everything done in that 2 hours, so I don't have to do much after that. Now, for you, you might want to knock it out in 1 hour. Some of you want to do it 30 minutes. I feel like the more they get from this, the better we are moving forward.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. Everyone has different strategies, it's just mine. Also, Christian, we're going to do an amazing video on your home, and we're going to target the most buyers that would appreciate your house the most. Okay, so we're going to find unique things about your home that we can help market in a video for you. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just show you a quick little example, but we have tons of them.
Come on! Hurry up! This thing is priced to sell! It's gonna move fast! I'm telling you, at almost 3,200 square feet, built in 2004, this house is gonna move quick! Look, there's beautiful granite countertops in the kitchen, matching stainless steel appliances throughout, upgraded cabinets. Come on, let's look at the house before it's too late. Man, don't sleep on this one. You gotta see the fireplace, the 16-inch travertine floors. We gotta go see the whole house. Upgraded fixtures throughout.
Okay, and then sometimes I'll ask them like, oh, did you want to see another one? They're like, yeah!
Welcome to 24001, Wildwoods Canyon in Newhall, where you can...
By the way, I did not have a cowboy hat, and some of you know El Caballero with the hat, you know what I'm talking about? Like,
Llanero Solitario.
I don't know what you said. Do you know that's not a cowboy hat?
Yes.
What kind of hat is that?
Forest Ranger.
Smokey the Bear's hat.
That's a hat that the gardener wears when they mow the lawns. I went to this house, and I was like, you know, I knew I was going to get the horse, but I was also rushing because I'm busy. I'm like, back to back to back. Everything's going on so fast. I'm like, what's the outfit? What am I going to do? What am I going to say? And I'm getting all this stuff together. And I'm like, I was looking for a cowboy hat for like a couple of days, and I only have a few minutes a day to look for one. And they were so expensive. I was like, I'm just going to wait for the video. And I'm like, I know I'm going to find a cowboy hat. I'm driving to the place, don't do this, but I'm searching on OfferUp for cowboy hats. Couldn't find a cowboy hat on OfferUp, especially when that was a price. This was in Santa Clarita. I'm like, I'm going to find a cowboy hat. I'm literally like 10 minutes from the house, and I'm like, I'm gonna find a cowboy hat. I pull up, I see a guy mowing a lawn.
I knew that, you were
Wearing
gonna
that
say
hat.
that.
That wasn't even of the house, it was a couple neighbors down. And sometimes I just wow myself, like, I did it. I really did find a hat. And I believed I would find a hat all the way up until I was almost there at the house. I believed I would find a hat, and I found the hat. I wasn't thinking of what kind of hat or what exactly I wanted it to look and feel like. Dude was sweating. It was like dirty. I was like, oh my God. So I was like, hey, I'll give you like $10 for the hat, you know. And he was like, this hat is nasty. It's so dirty. Look. And I was like, I know. I want it. He was like, this dude's weird. Bought the hat. Don't know where it's at now, but bought the hat. So if you believe it, it's possible.
Like it's the Wild Wild West. Giddy up, let's go. They don't call it Happy Valley for nothing. This is home to some of the most happiest and friendliest people in Santa Clarita. It's close to some of the best schools, great restaurants, and of course, plenty of entertainment. Or should I say, of horse. So hop in your car or hop in your horse and let me take you for a ride where luxury meets country in this fusion style house. A dream come true to. What I love about this house is the main house, there's the workshop, the garages, the guest house. Before we look at that, with a quick flick of the wrist, the solar-powered sunshades. Then the workshop, and don't forget, the horse corrals. Welcome to the workshop where a man could be a man. Picture tools, saws, dust, grease, where sheer intensity meets creativity, where you can turn your dreams into reality.
So again, if you don't have this video, you guys, by the way, this office lists more homes than any brokerage in the area. So if you don't have a house that you can shoot a video at, you can find one. No one's really gonna mind too much if you are helping promote their listing to help find buyers, to help so on and so forth, right? Go to a vacant listing, ask someone who has a listing, like, hey, I'd love to promote that listing and do a video in the listing. I will not say it's my listing, right? And now you can be in it. Now, if you don't like video, it's okay. You don't have to be good at the things that looks like I'm good at. By the way, I'm not that great at it. You just gotta do it. Or do something else. I'm not saying you have to do video. You don't have to do video to be successful in real estate, by the way, you don't. All right, so we're gonna make something similar to that for you as well. And I can see a lot of great features in this home that's gonna make it a fun video.
Yeah.
These get like a couple thousand views on YouTube alone, and then we blast it all over social media, thousands upon thousands of views, which then means more people knowing about your house, which means more people coming to your house, which then means more offers on your house, which then means more money for you. And that's what you want, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Virtual tour, we're gonna do a 360 virtual tour on your house. And we have a special technology that we put, and you can literally navigate through this home just like you were there. This is the closest thing to it, because we're not just selling your home to people in the Antelope Valley, or in LA County, or in California. We're selling your house globally, and we want to make sure that they get a good view of it no matter where in the world they come from. We don't care what country they're in, we just care that the currency is green. And they're gonna pay you a lot of it. Does that make sense, Christian? Good. We're also gonna build out a single property website for your home. It looks like this one to my right. I do have a link down here, just so you guys know that that link doesn't work anymore because we We're supposed to keep the link, we did keep it for a long time, and then someone got rid of it. The link doesn't work, but here's an example of a home here on the right. Website, it's gonna have the price and features, description, amenities, photos, virtual tour, the tour that we just showed you, the videos, and we're gonna promote the heck out of this website. We're gonna use Google AdWords, search engine optimization. We wanna make sure that everyone knows about your house, and like I said earlier, we don't care where they're from, just as long as they pay you the most money. And this helps us capture more buyers. The great news about it, Christian, too, is the more listings that I take, the more advertising you get for your home, the more exposure you get for your home. Because on that website, on the very bottom of that website, it has all the other houses we list, which all those houses will have your house on them. So if they're looking at another one of my listings and it's not the perfect one, they could see at the bottom there's other listings that are available. And not only that, Christian, on our signs, on our house signs, we're gonna have a QR code which they can scan, which will take them straight to your website. But also on every other house that we list, we're gonna have a sign with a QR code that will take them to their website, which then will also advertise your home for sale. That sound good? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Awesome. I've had so many people tell me that your energy and enthusiasm is why I want you to be my agent. Anybody can have a single property website. Matter of fact, Command offers them for free. And now they have video on there. It's not rocket science, it's not difficult, and it's not expensive. But the difference between me having a single property website and you or another agent having another single property website is the way I present it. Right? Right. We have to present. You have to get used to it. Now, and all different personalities have different ways to present, but you have to find out what's your strength. You could be analytical, you can be introverted, you could be extroverted. Whatever it is, find out your strength and how is the presentation going to work for you and them. And if you are introverted and you're like, I can't figure out how to be an introvert and do this, figure out how to do a great presentation. Practice it over and over and over and over and over until you can get in there, execute with ease and strength. The only difference for an introvert is when you walk out of that door, you're going to be exhausted. You'll be exhausted. That's just how it works. If you're an introvert, figure out how to be extroverted for this period of time, and you will walk out feeling a bit tired. I mean, I get tired myself. Just like, oh my God. I'm done for the day. Like, I did my listing presentation, I got a sign. I want to go home sometimes, right? Sometimes it gives me more energy too. All right. So that's a single property website. Everything look good so far?
Yeah.
I'm getting him to yes, agree, all that. Also, Christian, like I showed you, we're going to do an amazing theatrical cinematic video of your home. And we're going to do multiple videos of your home, not just one. We're going to have multiple videos of your home. And we're going to market that on YouTube, Dailymotion, MetaCafe, Google+, Ustream, Vimeo, Facebook. And we're going to put our money where our mouth is. We're going to pay advertising dollars to make sure that gets you exposure on all these websites. I'm sure you've been on YouTube before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like you search up something, and then you find it. Could be a home improvement, could be whatever, and then all of a sudden, what happens at the very beginning?
Nothing.
I don't know.
You don't know? Or what happens during the video that you don't want to happen?
Oh, an ad.
An ad pops
Yeah.
up. Yeah, those little annoying ads.
Yeah.
I do that too. I'm gonna make sure that no matter what situation they're in, that they see your home, that everybody knows about your house for sale. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, LinkedIn. Again, how you present matters. I'm saying all of the names of all of these things because I don't want to just say social media. And I say it quickly because I think that works in my benefit because they think I know exactly what I'm talking about and I want to get to the meat, so I'm going through this very fast. Right? I can just look at this slide and know exactly what I'm going to tell them. This is just my reminder. These are my bullet points, not these bullet points on the side, but these slides are my bullet points on how I'm presenting. Just remind me, because I know it, right? So on here, we're going to use social media. I'm sure you have social media, right?
I do.
Which one's your favorite?
Oh, Instagram.
Instagram. Oh yeah, we're huge on Instagram. I'm engaging with him. I have to continue to keep him awake, just like all of you have to stay awake. So I'm engaging. Instagram, that's fantastic. Well, on Instagram, we get thousands of views, hundreds of views. We get views. It doesn't matter. You don't have to say you even get any views. You can say we use Instagram to make sure that we're on the forefront of marketing to get you the most exposure possible. Just say something good and say it with your chest. Be confident. You do want us to use social media, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Internet marketing and listing portals. I'm sure you've browsed things online, and have you been on any of these sites before?
Yeah, Zillow.
Yeah, Zillow. Yeah, Zillow's great. It's one of the biggest, definitely. And we're going to make sure that you're on. There's about 350 to 400 of these online. We have a special program that when we put all the information, the pictures, the video, the data of your home, the advertisement, the comments of your home, we put in a program that syndicates it to all these 350 to 400 websites within 24 hours of your house hitting the market. That is what you want, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
What program am I using?
MLS.
Titan.
MLS.
MLS. What did you say, Larry?
No, you mentioned program, sorry, I was, with the
Python.
Titan that, the Titan that you did at the end.
Oh, the tie down.
Oh,
You
the
said
tie
tie
down.
down. Yeah. Yes, it's MLS. But did I say that?
No.
Do you guys say that?
No.
No. That's good. Text and email marketing. What we do, Christian, is we go back to these companies, and actually a third-party company that goes to these companies, and we ask them to buy anyone that's been looking for a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom in West Lancaster in the last 60 days, 60 to 90 days. And then when we tell them we buy, when they're interested and they've already showed up on these websites looking for a house like that, we buy their information, their name, their phone number, their email, sometimes their address. And you know what? We could spend hundreds of dollars and actually get thousands of contacts. So we're not just waiting for a buyer to find us, we're finding the buyers. We're going out and looking for them, and we do that, and then we get their name, phone number, and email. What we do is we email them your video. Now, you know what? Typically about 30% of them are inaccurate. That's okay. If I get 1,000, I got 700 people I'm reaching out to that showed interest in a house like yours in the last 90 days. We also send them a text message, text blast, letting them know about your house for sale. And of course, we make calls. Now, the way my team operates is different than most teams. We have 3 ISAs. We have agents. We have about 20 agents. And what all those agents are tasked to do is as soon as I bring a listing back to you, or from you, and we go back to them, they all are tasked with making calls on thousands of phone numbers to let them know about the wonderful house that you have. And we probably will call the neighbors. We're going to call anyone we can get our hands on, and we're going to let them know that your house is coming up for sale or if we're doing an open house. Sound good?
Yeah, good.
All right. We also have a real estate website, sanpaula.info. On our website, you can see all of our featured listings. You can check to see open houses. Your house will be on there as well. We have some testimonials, some videos. We also give out our free book, The Guru Guide to Sell Your Home, which I actually brought a copy for you today as well. And your house will be presented on our videos tab, our open house tab, our featured listings tab, our blog, and also they'll have access to go to your single property website from here as well. Right now we get about 40,000 unique visits per month on our website. That's 40,000 unique chances that someone will see your home through our website. It's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we don't stop there, we keep going because we want to make sure to deliver the best results for you, Christian. And one of the things that we're doing is local radio ads. Maybe it could be Spotify or Pandora. What we do is my ads team researches the most effective strategy that's going to get us the highest return on our investment or the most listens based on the dollars that we spend to make sure that we're getting out there as much as possible. And typically, we have about 9 to 12 times per week that we have a radio ad, and then yours will be one of the newer ones that comes on as far as your house being listed. And here's what it'll sound like.
Hi guys, it's your favorite realtor, Thomas Paulauskas. Another immaculate home, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, built in 2006. This palace of perfection features a bedroom and bathroom downstairs, upgraded kitchen with granite countertops, recessed lights, and tile flooring. It has upgraded chandeliers, ceiling fan, and light fixtures throughout. It is move-in ready for a summer get-together with a built-in barbecue island. Located off 60th Street West
And at the end of that, it's going to say, if you'd like more information about this house, go to www.mainstreet.info. So your website's going to be advertised on the radio as well. Sound good?
Yeah.
Now, typically that plays 3 days a week, and they actually move the time slots on when it's being played. That's based on their algorithm. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Awesome. First of all, I don't want you guys to be like, oh my God, so much stuff, I can't do all that stuff. I can't either. And you don't have to, right? You don't have to do all this stuff, but you do need to say what you do. Show them what you do. Do you know why I have so many videos and audios and screenshots of what I'm doing? Why do I do that?
Keeping alert.
Say it again?
To keep them alert.
I keep them alert, I keep them engaged. What else?
To show value experience.
Show value and show my experience. That I'm not just talking. Because you know what? A lot of people in sales, they do a lot of talking. And you're trying to figure out, is that real or not real? So I was like, how do I prove it to them? How do I prove what I'm saying is real? No one once had ever thought that I was not real about what I was telling or what I did, because I brought the proof.
Giving facts.
I'm giving the facts, I'm bringing the proof, I'm showing them the actuals, what we actually do. Here it is right in front of you. Print media. We do about 2,500 postcards mailed out to those people that we got their information from that system that gets the name, phone number, and address. We're going to mail it out to them first. If we have any left over, we'll mail it out through the neighborhood. Because what we found is the more attention we get on your home, the more money you get. And that's what you want, isn't it?
Yeah.
QR codes and websites. This is my QR code. It'll take you to the website. We put these on our signs, on our postcards, and all that to make sure we get a lot of exposure. We also have our branded app, and this is actually just the Keller Williams app. That we're going to advertise your home on our app as well. So everyone that has the downloaded app can see your home. Right. 7th level open house. What time is it, guys? Ooh, we got 1 minute, and I got about 45 minutes left. You ready? Some of you are like, oh yeah, I guess I'll try. Some of you are like, yeah, now let's do it. I'm just kidding. It's not going to be that long. 7th level open house. Okay, this is a lot. Ready? Here we go. So Christian, most agents, if they're any good, they'll make it to level 4 on this chart. We make sure that we do a 7th level open house, but I'm going to blow the 7th level out of the water, and we're going to take it to the 10th level. Sound good so far?
Yeah.
Here's how we're going to do the open house. Level 1 is put a sign in the yard. Pretty simple. It's not just a for sale sign. We're going to put an open house sign that says open house Saturday 1 to 4 p.m. And we're going to do that 24 hours before the open house. A sign in the yard with balloons and riders. So we either do balloons and riders. Sometimes we do flags, big red flags that say open house. Level 3 is directional signs throughout the neighborhood, on the main city corners, at the street lights. We want to have as many signs out there as possible, and I like to do a minimum of 20 signs for every open house. And we put those signs out 24 hours before the open house. So that way on a Friday evening when someone's coming off the freeway, coming home from their commute from work, they can see that there's open house signs, and they go, oh, we're on the road, we might as well go take a look at this open house real quick. They drive by it and they see a sign that says open house Saturday 1 to 4 p.m. That means tomorrow. Which means instead of having 1 day of traffic to notify people about your house, we're getting 2. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good agents Really good agents would do that. Most people put them up that same day. Level 4 is we're gonna send out email invites. We're gonna put the open house date and time on our website, on all the landing pages and Zillow, everywhere online. We're gonna make sure that it's advertised for an open house. We're also gonna go, and that's where most agents will stop. But we're gonna take it to the 10th level. I'm gonna show you how. We're gonna go, by the way, this is a cliffhanger, right? You're like, 10th level, where's that at? Right, where's that 10th level at? Cliffhanger, keep them anticipating. We go invite neighbors. We're gonna invite neighbors. We're gonna knock on their doors. We're gonna get them flyers. We're gonna let them know about your house and why would it be important for even your neighbors to come to see it, even if they own a home in this neighborhood. And I'm gonna get more into that. And get on the phone and remind everybody a couple days before the open house. Like I said, we have thousands of numbers that we're calling to make sure people know. If they don't answer, that's okay. We're gonna leave a voicemail. We want everyone to know. We'll even send out a text reminder as well that we're having this open house. And then we're gonna give them something that's gonna get them excited to come see your home, whether they're in the market to buy or not, whether they can afford to buy or not. You're probably wondering, like, I only want pre-qualified and great buyers in my house. I agree. For showings. For open houses, it's different, and I'll explain. Is that okay? Awesome. So we're gonna get on the phone, remind everyone, and level 7 is actually for us to know about the inventory in your neighborhood, in your area, so we can express clear value as to why your house may be the best for the next buyer. Make sense so far?
Yeah.
If you're a good agent, you make it to level 4. If you're an amazing agent, make it to level 7. If you're an unbelievable high achiever, you take it to level 10. And this is how we do it. Christian, when we're out inviting people, when we're door knocking, postcards, flyers, email invites, social media invites, when we're doing all these invites to your home, we're gonna let people know, if you come to this house this weekend, you get to win a prize. That person, as you saw on the screen, is going to spin an electronic wheel of fortune, and they're going to win a prize. That person would have won a Starbucks gift card just for coming. Now, this is really great to get your neighbors here because they can just walk down the street, get a free Starbucks gift card, look at the house, and take off. And you're like, I don't want any nosy neighbors in my house. Yeah. Well, if I were you, I'd feel the same way, except in this situation where we want all the nosy neighbors to come to your house. Why? Why is that? Well, the reason for that is we only need one buyer for your house. Would you agree? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You only need one buyer for your house. And we want that buyer to pay the most money possible for your home. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to create an environment to make that possible. We're going to bribe people with Starbucks gift cards, lottery scratcher tickets, lanyards, cups, all kinds of prizes to get them through that door, to get them walking through your house. And you know what this thing is? It's kind of like a slot machine. In Vegas, the slot machines make up 80% of the revenue. Why is that? Well, they're colorful, they make noises, they make sounds, and you think you won every time. Even though the penny slots, they're ching-ching-ching-ching-ching. Well, you're like, but I got less money. So we want people to feel the excitement of winning as they walk through your home, because there's something psychological about that. When they walk in your house, they feel, what do buyers want to do? Before I buy a house, I want to find one I fall in
love with.
It's an emotion. It's a feeling. So first thing we're going to do at the door is we're going to make them feel like a winner. That's going to set off endorphins and dopamine in the brain, which then is going to have them looking at your house just like it, like beer goggles, right? They're not going to be all dizzy or anything, but they're going to look at your house with a higher perspective of it because of the emotional situation that they are in, the emotional state they have when they step through that door. When they win a prize, they're going to clap, we're going to cheer, we're going to say, yeah, awesome, awesome. Another thing we're going to do is we're also going to give away $200 cash or a big screen TV in a raffle. To everyone that comes in, they get a raffle ticket to win a prize. Here's a video of our last one.
showed it to an open house.
That's it. Thanks, bro. So I'm gonna show them that. I'm gonna show them that I'm giving away the prize. That I'm raffling things off. I want them to know that I'm doing what I have to do to get people through their door. And they go, wow, I never heard of that. I've never seen that. That's so exciting. Right? That's what we want. So I want to get their energy up. Wouldn't you agree that there's a lot of people, companies trying to get your attention?
Yes.
Everywhere you go, they want your attention. And if you don't got something good, no attention. Attention equals money. Money in your pocket. I'm going to get that attention for your house. And the way I'm going to do that is get people excited to win a TV. Because here's the reason I want a lot of people in your house, because the more people I have in your house, that's more little soldiers. I call them soldiers because I create a little army to sell your home for you. What I do is, all these people coming through your house, winning prizes, feeling good, they're more likely to tell somebody else about your house because they had a good experience while they were there. They won something, something happened, something was different. It's going to affect them, their lives, and they're more likely to tell their church members, their family members, their co-workers about your home. But there's one more thing that's really important to me about having a lot of looky-loos in your home and getting them to feel good. Because if I have looky-loos in your home and they feel good, they're going to walk through your house with a smile on their face and go, oh, look at this house, it's great. And then you're going to have one buyer. I might have 100 people in your home with one actual buyer. And guess what that buyer's going to do? They're going to go, oh my goodness, this is a hot house. This is an amazing house. All these people want this house. It's called social proofing. It's proof that this is an amazing house. And then they're nervous that if they don't make an offer now, fast, for more money, they won't get it. So they're going to create a fantasy of competition in their own mind, which is going to get them to act quick and pay the most money for your home. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. You see how enthusiastic I am about this? I believe in it. I believe in what I'm talking about here, and I've seen it, and I've seen the results. It's true. So that's how we're going to take it to level 10. You're probably asking, where's level 8 and 9? I skipped those and go straight to level 10 because it sounds a lot better. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's awesome. Now, like I said, we're going to have a lot of videos on your home. We're also going to do a 360 virtual walkthrough. It's going to look a little bit like this.
Oh, great finishes. I'm going to walk you through here. It's a 4-bedroom home. It's got 3 full bathrooms.
I know you're like, what's the video quality on that? That's because I can move the screen. So I'm going to let them know that we're going to do a walkthrough of your home because this is our virtual open house where we'll have one of our agents walking through, guiding somebody virtually through the home, telling about the pool, the flooring, the benefits of your house that they might not get in just the video. So we're going to have someone talking about it. Not only that, we're going to stream this live on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and Instagram Live. And as they're watching this open house, there's going to be a chat box. You've seen the chat box before, right, Christian? Mm-hmm. And in that chat box, it might not be the agent in this video, but there's going to be an educated agent about your neighborhood and your house sitting at a desk at that chat box. And when someone has a message or a thought or a question, they might say, hey, what kind of flooring is that? How do I get qualified? Why are they selling this home? Someone's going to respond to them with an answer to any of their questions and communicate directly with them in the chat box. We want to make this like a real open house as much as possible. And that's why it goes live from 1 to 1:30, from 2 to 2:30, and it'll play 2 or 3 times a day, and we'll have someone to interact with them. And they also will win a prize when they come to the open house. Does that make sense so far?
Yes.
Yes.
Christian, it's so important to me that you get the most money for your home, and I help deliver that service for you. And I know that not everyone could see an open house at a certain time, but if I make it digitally available, there's a higher chance of them able to see your home. Does that make sense? Yeah. And that's what we want to do. That means more money for you, more money in your pocket. All right, Christian, well, thank you so much for sitting through that presentation with me. I know it was a lot. because we provide a lot of value to our clients. And that was just the marketing. I didn't even get into the negotiation process. I didn't get into the escrow process, but I really wanted you to know the marketing process so you knew up front. As we get closer to the other stuff, I'm going to give you more details. Fair enough? So in conclusion, when it comes to our marketing, Christian, what has anyone else said that I may have forgotten to mention today that they're doing for marketing?
Not much. I don't even think they're doing all this.
Yeah, I know, I would agree. And what do you like most or find the most effective about our marketing for your home?
Calling the people that that are looking for that certain home.
Calling the people, yes, it's definitely effective. They've already been looking online and they saw your similar home to yours and we're calling them directly, sending them the email, sending them the video. Yeah, for sure, it works great. Do you feel comfortable and confident that we can effectively market and sell your home?
Oh, for sure.
Do you want me to get it sold for you?
Yes, yes, I do.
Awesome. So this is a soft close. Okay? This is a couple of things, right? I learned this and I take everything I learned and I put into it. By the way, this is what I've learned over time. I didn't just take someone else's and change it. I developed it slide by slide, piece by piece. And I update it every like 2 years. What is anyone else doing that I may have not mentioned? Are you guys okay on time?
Yeah.
Good. I'm not, but that's okay. We're going to do this anyways. What is anyone else doing that I may not have mentioned? I want to ask them if they heard of something else, because they like to say, like, oh, the newspaper or whatever, right? I can't recall any time someone has said, no, you didn't do this, you're not doing that. Sometimes they'll joke and they're like, oh, you didn't get a mechanical bull? You know? And I'll say, well, actually, I've done that once. So I asked that question to make it clear in their mind there is no one. Or to know what it is that they said they're doing, because then I can answer that. Actually, I do that as well, and because this is so long, and I feel like this other stuff adds more value, I didn't make a slide for that. Absolutely, we do that as well. What do you like most? What am I doing here? What do you like most and find the most effective about our marketing? What am I doing?
Set yourself out.
Like giving validation that their opinion counts.
Yeah? What else?
Helping him to remember all the things that you told him.
Yeah.
To realize that you're the best agent to go with.
What do you feel, Christian? What did you like the most about our marketing strategy? I'm asking you again. What did you like the most?
Yeah, it was the calling.
It was the calling?
Yeah.
You really like that?
Yeah.
You found that effective?
Yeah.
What is he doing?
Yes.
He's telling me. He's telling me what he believes is going to sell his home. He's telling me, so now he's talking to me, he's saying it out of his mouth. You're good. You're making calls. I want you. Instead of me just saying, here's all the things I do, I want him to tell me I'm the right guy. I want him to tell me that he sees the thing. So I asked this question specifically so he can verbalize that I'm the guy and I have the marketing strategy out of his own mouth. Do you feel comfortable and confident we can effectively sell your home? This is, again, a soft close. Because obviously, after this, he's going to say, I put effectively market, right? We're talking about the marketing. I didn't say, will you list it with me? I said, do you feel confident we can effectively market your home? And at the end of this, you can't say no. Soft close. Then a little bit more of a trial close. Do you want me to get the home sold for you? Oh boy, you guys, we're way out of time. I didn't realize how long this was. We're already at 11:15. What price determines the sale for the highest price? There's 4 things. How it's priced, how it shows, how it's marketed, how it's communicated and negotiated. This is when I'm done with the marketing side. Now I'm getting into price. He's good, he trusts me, I can do the job. We're talking about price now. Make sense?
Yes.
And then this is how I get him to price it right. Hey, I found out that there's 4 factors in getting you the most for your home, and those 4 factors are specifically how it's priced. You might be questioning, what do you mean? I'm going to get to that. 2, how it shows. And I went over that process of staging the home, what we're going to do, how we're going to stage it, how it's going to be clean. How it shows is very important. We already got that knocked out for you. We're going to help you take care of that with a little bit of your help. How it's marketed. We're going to do that all ourselves. We're going to do that for you. We will do that marketing for you. We're going to take care of that from start to finish. How it's communicated and negotiated. I'm going to communicate at the highest level. I'm going to negotiate every single offer, whether it's $1 or $5 million. I'm going to negotiate the highest amount for your home and get you the most in your pocket. So realistically, on this list, there's 2 things that I'm going to do. All my team, we're going to do. And then 2 things we need a little bit of help from you. One is how it shows, because we're going to need a little bit of your help to set up the house. And then what's more important is how we price it. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah.
Now what I found is there's 3 ways to price a home. You can price it at market value. And typically that takes a little bit longer to sell, and sometimes you might need a price reduction on that. You can price it over market value, which is definitely going to cause you to sell your house for less because it's been on the market quite some time. And then you can price it just a little under market value and have the opportunity to negotiate offers, get multiple offers, and get over the asking price. Now it's really up to you what you price your home for. I just want to guide you to make the best decision. Does that make sense? All right, guys, the next step is comparable market analysis, value range, listing price, net sheets, listing agreement, and then the listing checklist. Are you ready? That's what I would say. These are all things I would say, right? I'm switching from teaching the class and role playing. So the next thing I would do is go over the comparable market analysis. And I'm going to go over that in detail, comp by comp, pointing every single thing out. Then I'm going to go over the value range, and like I said earlier, it's going to have a low and a high. And then typically when I have a low and a high, we're going real long. I actually have a meeting that I should be at right now, but I'm going to do this for you. If I have a low and a high, 500 to 560, right? Usually we'll look at the comps, and most of the time I can do this, and it's actually pretty easy for them. I go, after looking at the comps, what do you feel? I don't show them this yet. After looking at the comps in the market, what do you feel is the market telling us is going to cause a buyer to get excited to come see your home? You got to choose your words wisely. What do you feel the market's telling us that's going to cause a buyer to get excited to come see your home? Well, I don't know, Sometimes they go, boom. I love it when it's a husband and a wife, and like one says one thing and one goes like way lower. They both say a low number. I'm like, yes! And I don't mean low number because I'm going to negotiate for the highest price, of course. But typically when we do it, they'll give me a number. Most of the time it's on the higher end, but a lot of the times they'll be even under my low. And it's done. I don't have to negotiate price. They're ready to go. Done. We list it. We price it. Don't worry, I'm going to get you more. Got you. If we price it there, I believe I'll get you more. Let's do it. Sometimes we need to go a little more into detail. And go, okay, well, based on the comparables, and I might even review them again. Based on the comparables, it looks as if homes in this area are going to sell somewhere between 500 on the low, 560 on the high. Here's how we justify that. Look at these comps again, real quick, and then I'll do a summary. So based on that, we're probably going to end up somewhere in between here. That's usually what works. So typically, if I have a low, I'm going to go a little lower on my low value, because I want to be able to draw a line in between and make them feel like, okay, well, we don't have the perfect house, but it's definitely not the worst house, right? And then we'll come in, they go, oh yeah, you know what, like 530, 520, 540. And typically, any of those would usually work. Any of those would usually work, it'll sell, right? Obviously, the lower we price it, the more offers we're gonna get, the more negotiating power I will have to get them more money for it, and the faster it's gonna sell. The higher we go is gonna have the opposite effect. However, I will have a limit. Based on the condition of the home, based on the comparables for the home, I'm gonna have a limit on how high I'm gonna price it. And so I will refuse the listing at that point. So, you know, I really appreciate your time here and I'm excited for you to get your home sold. What I find is that with that pricing strategy, you're likely to get very mad at your agent. And to maintain a good relationship that I promised I was gonna keep with you, you might wanna be mad at a different agent. I might not be the guy you wanna get mad at. I can help you find that agent. Actually, I have my phone is full of a bunch of agents that will take your listing right now. You want those numbers? That proves your value, right? Now don't turn down a listing so you can prove your value. But it's gonna show, you know the market, you know what you're talking about, and you're so confident in yourself that you can price a house strategically and smart that you're gonna do it right. And then it also lets them know you're not afraid for another agent to walk up in there and get a listing. Matter of fact, I will give them phone numbers, I will. I've done it before. I actually gave them phone numbers for top agents in the Antelope Valley. And there was one person that actually took it up and interviewed everyone I gave them. The top agents in the Antelope Valley. Guess who got the listing?
You.
I was the first one in. Several people came after me. Top agents. Top agents.
Repeat the same.
And then he called me back and said, you know what, everyone on that list was actually pretty good, but no one was better than me. Sell my house. Then when we come to a price and it makes sense, I'll go over the listing, the net sheets. Here's what that means for you. This is where commissions could come up, could be objections. Typically after you show really good marketing and how great of an agent you are through the presentation, they're not gonna have a lot of issues with your commission. Now market's changed a bit, people are more concerned about the commission, so you might have to push a little harder. But also keep in mind that I'd rather fight for the right price than the highest commission. I'd rather make some money than no money. I'd rather negotiate harder here than for the commission, because 3% of zero is what? Zero. Exactly. 1% of $520,000, there's very highly unlikely I'm taking that 1%. However, it's still $5,200. And then I have another marketing opportunity. I can market that home. And if I price it right, everyone's gonna look at it. They're gonna see it online, they're gonna see it everywhere and go, that's the guy I saw, because that price interests me, so I looked more into the house. Oh, and then guess what? He sold it for $540 in 3 days. He priced it at $520, sold it for $540. Man, that guy's a hero. Or girl. So I'll go over that net sheet. Commission is important. When you have so many deals, ask for 7%. You don't need another deal. You feel like you want to get it, you don't want to deal with it. Ask for a high commission. If you ain't got no deals, and commission is the thing that's gonna make or break it for you, I would say think about it. I was taking 7%, of which I used to take 4.5%. I could walk in there with confidence and walk out with a 7% listing that I would get 4.5% on and feel great. Because I had so many other listings that so many people felt that they were okay paying it. That's what I worked with. That's who I worked with. And those people were the best to work with, I swear. Didn't nitpick anything, complete trust. It's crazy. It's so crazy how that works. I'm not doing that right now, to be honest with you. No. My list of stuff isn't as huge as it used to be. My workload, it is bigger now, however, we have more people to distribute it with, and then more people to split the commissions with, right? So, the market doesn't call for that right now, but when it does, I'll do it again. I've been in the position where I'm like, they're like, oh, everything looks so great, Thomas, that looks real expensive. How much is the commission? And they're sweating because they loved everything. It was the best movie they ever saw. The presentation was the best movie they ever saw. It was better than Titanic. What is it? And they're scared to ask. I'm like, and then I laugh, I chuckle. I go, it's only like 10-15%. So it's totally fine. No worries. And they're like, what? I'm like, just kidding, it's 7%. Oh, thank God. Where do I sign? And again, that happens in different markets, but typically I tease them a little right before I give them the actual number. Is this good, yes or yes?
Yes.
You guys, I am so late for something right now. I hope you guys got a lot of value. I wish I could have done everything in my listing presentation. Just remember that this wasn't part of the class. I just went through the class quickly so I can get to this because I want to provide the most value. Something I heard in a book that I'm reading is the more people I help get what they want, the more I will get what I want. So it's a great quote. I love that quote. Heard it again this morning.